What's up?
You're listening to Randomly Relatable SG,
where we talk about random things you relate to.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Wise.
I'm Shuraim.
I'm Sabrina.
And today we'll be talking about staying united in a pandemic. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Randomly. Topics after topics of different gravity.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got you covered all day. Never feeling under.
Randomly relatable.
Shoes up and Wise. Tune in at night. Masuk bilik jom.
Oh yes. Rekod podcast lah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the number one you podcast in the world. I hope you guys are staying really safe and excited. And of course, please be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk
It
about...
rhymed.
Of course, about...
Excited and
rhyme?
vaccinated.
Oh yeah, you rhyme.
So, today's topic is...
Staying united in a pandemic.
Yeah, and this podcast is brought to you by the Ministry of Culture, Community and Youth.
MCCY. Let's go.
Whoa!
What is up with this synergy?
It's the vaccination, dude.
It's the vaccinated people gang.
Yeah.
Why is this not vaccinated?
That's why I also don't know what he said.
I'm vaccinated. By the time this podcast is out,
You'll
I'm
be
vaccinated.
Yeah. That's true. So to start off things, right? I mean, like, we just want to thank MCCY for sponsoring this podcast. And we are excited to talk about this because I feel that it is very, very important for us to talk about staying united during a pandemic. I'm sure a lot of people has gone through a lot of struggles throughout this time. It's a difficult time for a lot of people. And I think as for one thing that we can, relate to each other about, right, is the fact that everyone is going through this together, and it's important for us as Singaporeans to stay together and face this together.
Have you guys seen
One people,
One
nation, one
One
Singapore.
Singapore.
Yeah, let's just start.
Wait, I want to say something.
Say.
Have you guys seen the Instagram story that's been like going around?
Which one?
The black background with the white text, and then they saying stuff like, it's okay.
Specific. So specific. Black background with white text.
Okay.
No, the one that they said stuff about it's okay if they reply your text late right now. It's okay if people don't feel like they want to talk right now. It's the simple fact that all of us are going through a hard time and we should all understand each other kind of thing.
Yes.
Kind of hit home, yeah.
Yeah, so I think amidst this pandemic, a lot of bad things have been happening. I mean, if you guys have watched the news, a lot of conversations and incidents around race has been happening, and it's quite sad to see, especially in Singapore.
Yeah.
I think a few to cite.
Yeah, there were a few like recent cases about all these racial thingies in Singapore.
Yeah.
There are some examples
Yeah, the first one is the Chinese man kicking the Indian woman in the chest while uttering racial slurs, and then the ex-lecturer who confronted the ethnic couple.
Yeah.
And I think the one that we interviewed recently about the NP lecturer as well. Yeah, so a lot of things have been ongoing, and it's quite sad for us to hear. I mean, Singapore has come very far since our independence in 1965. Like some social studies lesson. Yeah, but it's quite sad to see. But honestly, I feel that it's because of the pandemic. All of us are on edge. A lot of things have been happening, and
that's the thing.
This is something we really need to address and talk about.
Yeah, there are some people who are I wouldn't say putting the blame on, but they are saying that all these racial issues have been rising ever since the pandemic happened. And I wanted to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on that? Do you really think that it's the pandemic that's been causing this?
Personally, for me, I think the pandemic has released. I would say, would I say released, but has emerged. Is emerged the correct word?
What is it?
What you saying?
Has risen up. No. I'm trying to find the correct word for it.
Because of the pandemic.
Because of the pandemic,
people are given the excuse to be racist.
I don't think it's
I don't think it's an excuse. I think people are more on edge right now.
Okay, I understand. Let me put it into English terms.
English.
Okay, so the people right now are facing this thing called cabin fever.
Cabin fever, okay.
So cabin fever is when you are being so cooped up at home and then the emotions inside you are going crazy. It's like raging. So you don't know where to. You feel the need to release this energy inside of you. This
Yes.
anger, this sadness, this frustration, this what's rimas in English?
Agitation, irritation.
Irritation, like all this, like just very cooped up like at home. So people are finding ways and outlets to release or to vent out their anger. So that's why some people are also thinking that this could be the reason for the rise in racial issues that's been
in
going
Singapore,
around.
Yeah. And
But it's not even just race. Like I know this podcast we are talking about like primarily on that, right?
yes.
But it's not even just that. It's like even relationships are at stake right now, family bonds and all this. So
Yeah, people actually, I think now even more of my friends are moving out of their house, and staying themselves.
really?
Yeah. Like I think this is a more American Western thing whereby like at 18 or at 19 then you move out of your own house and rent a place,
Yeah, lah,
and then like you stay by yourself and have that sort of independence. But right now I think because of the pandemic, a lot of young people are just like, no, I don't want to live at home anymore.
I saw it firsthand, bro. Like in my household, when at the start, everybody work from home, man. I work from home. My mother work at home. Work from home. Just it was just horrible, lah. Because when you work at home, work never ends,
Yes.
when you work at home, work never ends, and then you can just see her frustration. She's downstairs. I'm upstairs. Like I'm thankful that at least my house like quite big to have
Has an upstairs and downstairs.
upstairs, downstairs, like separate rooms, all that stuff. Now imagine you only got one room. Only one room got good Wi-Fi. Everybody in that room.
Yeah. It's gonna be a riot.
It's gonna be challenging.
Challenging, very, very challenging.
Oi.
So the thing that we've been talking a lot about recently is about like racial tensions, blah 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 blah, and all these things is something that it seems like never ending.
Yeah.
Never ending. To the point where we try to stay away from these other topics
Yes.
because we feel that we are repetitive.
Understand.
Repetitive.
Yeah.
Our points are just going to be the same. Our points are just going to be the same. But I think right now we should talk about it.
Now more than ever, lah.
We should talk about it in a more
But I view
bird eye view. Talk about it properly. More like upstairs, then you see properly downstairs.
Yeah.
Not when below, then you see
So
everything.
like you
falling
stay
down.
mesnet, then you look from at the first floor
Hey,
from the second floor.
You talk the points now. You talk the points now.
She'll talk the points. Sorry. Yeah, I'll step here.
Yeah. So I think it's important to remind people that Singapore is a multiracial society, and it's very important that we watch the things that we say, and we have to be more sensitive, and we have to understand that different cultures and different races have different practices and different understandings. I mean, another recent thing that happened was the Chinese lady who gonged the
That
pen.
one is just ridiculous, dude.
She did that intentionally, right?
Yeah,
intentionally.
And the post was like his daily prayers, his morning prayers, only 5 minutes. Then the Chinese lady will come out and play the gong, and just to like make fun, joke about it, and just like to show how
It's just
annoyed she
completely
is.
disrespect.
Then when I watched the video, I was like, what's happening? Are they together? Like, is this a
A ritual.
is this a prayer thing? Is this like
She was knocking a pants, bro.
I don't know. I thought like it was together. I thought like, I don't know, maybe the same religion try to do this together.
Yeah. But also on the other side of things, right? We have to also have a clear line where what is racist and what is just maybe possibly just a misunderstanding of like words, different contexts, circumstances. So we cannot just outrightly call like something that you don't understand, hey, that's racist.
Yeah.
No, we must know the circumstances. We must know that, okay, maybe I took it out of context, because currently social media is everything is about cancelling, education, understanding. And this must be, I feel, proactively done. You cannot wait for someone to tell you. If you don't understand something, I feel like there's a different approach to doing things rather than being aggressive about it. Like if you see something that, hey, is this racist? Instead of immediately like flaming the person or calling that act out, right? You can ask them like, hey, I don't understand this. Could you like explain to me why you're doing this?
So I want to open a second topic.
Go ahead.
So do you guys think whether our society has indeed progressed or regressed when it comes to racial tolerance and acceptance?
Definitely, I really feel that Singapore has come very far since 1965. As cheesy as this sounds, right? I mean, we weren't born at that time. And as youths, we will never understand the tensions that was going on at that time because like we learn it all from books.
Do you appreciate this
Peace.
peace and harmony that there is in Singapore? Because I do. Because like in Singapore, I really feel that it's one of the only countries that actually really have this live in harmony, regardless of race, language, and religion kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because however much that like, okay lah, some things off, but like few bad examples. Like you cannot really look at the whole thing just like that.
Yeah.
Because
Few bad apples doesn't spoil the whole basket.
so just an example. Back in poly, I remember this. Because I was going to Friday prayers, right?
Yeah.
Then the Clementi Mosque, Darussalam, I think.
Clementi Mosque, yeah. Okay.
So there's the mosque entrance. Then in front there's a field.
Okay.
And I think at that point of time was 7 months, I think.
Okay.
Then they were like, there was a cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at my friend. Bro, only in Singapore, it can be a Friday prayer mosque. And there's the burning right in front.
Right beside.
Right in front, yeah.
Mm,
I was like, I feel good. Because like, oh shit, this is my country as well. We can actually live in harmony.
Yeah.
And like
despite
we-
the different.
I think we really are doing a very, very good job.
Yeah.
And like, it's not just about like the racial harmony that we have, It's how we are being treated also by the other people. Like, how do I say? I think our government, they brought us up.
Place importance in this,
I was raised by Singaporeans, I
Yeah.
was raised by Singapore, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we were brought up in a very peaceful manner.
Mm.
Like we were never taught violence and all this. And I think that helps a lot in like understanding each other and like accepting. I think it's more about accepting than understanding at this point.
Accepting and understanding, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. To add on also another thing, I mean, like we cannot. We have progress. I mean, to answer your question wise earlier, we have progress as a country, but at the same time, I feel that we are not perfect lah. There are things that need to be improved, and I believe we are heading towards that direction. We want to improve. We want to head towards a more better, like a bit like weird, a more improved version,
better.
a better version of what we have now. And like it's important. I think the next step to this is actually to have conversations like this, like to have clear any misunderstandings and not shy away from the conversation of race and religion and harmony, but to actually talk about it if there's any misunderstandings. So I think this is the next step to becoming better and to have more acceptance.
So based on what you wrote in our notes, right, bro, you said that as PM Lee stated, our aim is integration and not assimilation. Being Singaporean has never been a matter of subtraction, but of addition. So can you like share a bit more about that?
I'm
Okay,
trying
I
to
got it,
think in my head.
The process of taking it and fully understanding information or ideas.
Assimilation.
Yeah.
Integration?
Integration meaning togetherness, right?
Togetherness, to
Yeah.
integrate people into our society,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Singapore is a very unique position whereby
It's very unique and it's something that is
It's a melting
super
pot,
difficult to do. No?
It
And
is.
I'm very proud to say that in a way we've done it.
we have in a way, but at the same time, like you said, it's a unique position. And I think what PM Lee mentioned was that it's not about wanting to smollen our society. Smollen, is that a word? Make our society smaller, but to grow bigger and make sure that everybody integrates well. I think that's what he's trying to say to reach a certain goal
Can you repeat the thing he said again? Just the first part.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Our aim is integration, not assimilation.
Okay.
Being
our
Singaporean has never been about the matter of subtraction, but of addition.
education. I think Shu explained the second statement. The first one, integration and not assimilation. So I think he's trying to say that it's understanding enough. Understanding itself is not like powerful enough or impactful enough to get us together, to get us as one. So integration is the unifying something, blending something, combining something together. So instead of just like, oh, I'm a certain race and I understand the other race, it's more like, oh, I am a mixture of us all.
And
You know?
we together as one are Singaporeans.
Yes, I think he wants us to see each other as not individual races, but more as like a Singaporean. We are a Singaporean citizen.
We are Singaporean people.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's a better way of putting things. Well done lah.
Hire me,
You are part of the team.
the government.
Yeah, it was a very good point. I mean, like understanding itself is, I think that's where we are at right now, lah.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah, we understand each other slightly, and we know the certain practices. We know what race you are. We know the
Yeah.
different practices. We know the different festivals. We know all that. We understand that. But I think the next step would be the integration part, lah. To see that all of us are one Singaporean people.
Yeah.
When you introduce yourself,
Yeah,
do you introduce yourself as Malay or Singaporean?
depends to who, lah.
Because you see, when I was overseas, then
Overseas.
when I was like overseas, then they like example I asked this guy, Eric lah. Eric, what race are you? So he says he's a Korean American. So
Okay.
he's a Vietnamese Australian.
Yeah.
This. When he asked me, I say I'm Singaporean lah. Then he's like, no, like where are you
Ethnicity,
like
yeah.
from?
Yeah.
I said I'm from Singapore. Like
No, I know.
they're quite strong, but-
I've been overseas, right? Like I wanted to share a story also. Like when I was in America once, the cashier asked me, where are you from? So I said I'm from Singapore lah, because so basically I said I'm from Singapore, and then she's like, oh, so like Chinese? And I'm like, no, Malay. Then she's like, oh, Malaysia? I think Singapore, so they think we are an island where people come into Singapore and then we create. You know, for us it's nationality Singaporean, race Malay,
Something different
Indian,
lah.
Chinese, whatever,
Yeah.
right? So like I think overseas people, they don't understand that we have so many races in our country, and it's something other countries don't have.
Do you think that is what they are trying to move towards? Like, you're Singaporean.
I probably
think so.
probably
I
like
think they want the pride.
we are.
Oh, the national pride is there. So like when I go overseas, after I do my NS all that stuff, the national pride is there. Like, I'm proud to be Singaporean.
I quite proud also to be Singaporean.
Yeah. Like you said, like if like when someone asks me like, oh, where you from, or like how you introduce yourself, right? I would introduce as Singaporean.
Overseas, in Singapore, no lah. In Singapore,
In
I say
Singapore,
I'm Malay.
I don't think people will ask.
Yeah,
Where you from?
I mean, like we like.
Shouldn't do.
Woodlands.
Can you tell if someone is like really Singaporean?
Can. From their accents, their
Yeah.
face structure.
Face structure, eh?
As in, you can tell when someone's like from a neighboring country, right? You can kind of guess.
Yeah,
what?
you can kind of guess.
Right. I think we have quite unique like Singaporean faces.
Yeah, that just shows how we already have
Singapore we
a
are.
cultural identity.
Yeah,
Really.
we got branding liao.
Yeah, we have a branding. Even like because Malaysia is like our neighboring countries, right? They are like our brothers, like in that way. When they say that, oh, I can tell you're Singaporean, and then like when I really think about it, right? Yes, yeah. If a Malaysian comes to Singapore, I can tell you're Malaysian. Like there's a different way you speak. There's a different way that your mannerisms are different.
Yeah,
the different
for
words
sure.
that you say, the la, the liao, the meh. Yeah, all of that is very, very uniquely Singaporean. And I think in our heads we already are one people.
Yeah.
But we still have a lot to do and progress forward in trying to
Yeah.
establish that.
I understand already. In what we are talking about is that other people point of view, if you go bird eye view, but the bird can go different country one, the migrating bird
Bird can go different country lah. You think bird ni passport lah?
No, got some like
Bird got passport.
cute like their wing, their flap got something
where they put?
inside the armpit
Then where they fly?
in their mouth.
Hey.
If you really like take make zoom out, right? And then I think other countries already see us as that. I guess right now the problem that we are tackling, or the issue that we are talking about, is
Talking.
I wanted to say settling, is within our country itself. So I think like I'm gonna repeat again. To an outsider, we are perfect. We are one. We are united. We are amazing. But internally, we do have our minor problems.
Yes,
It's the
yes.
same as, if I want to make it a little bit more relatable, it's the same as a relationship.
Yeah.
Like you see a couple, they look amazing. You know, like they look so good together. They got couple face, all this. But internally, they have a lot of problems that we don't know, right?
Yes.
So I think what we are trying to solve, or what we are
discuss
trying to
or have a conversation about
is how do we settle these unspoken issues.
tension
And like right now, not very unspoken anymore, because it is
apparent.
being talked about a little
Yeah.
bit more, right?
Yeah. And it's a good first step. I mean, like, just now we were saying about like what it takes to go to the next step, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's no secret, okay? I think like we move on a bit from here. It's no secret that the majority race in Singapore is Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think the three of us are minorities, and we do face certain challenges as minorities, I feel. There are certain stereotypes, there's certain prejudice, that we face. And as a minority, I personally feel that there are certain challenges that the majority does not face. Yeah. And that's something that we need to talk about lah.
I think that's not very, very, very fair to say because we are not them, so we don't know. They probably have a different set of
Challenges.
but maybe of the same severity.
So yeah, I just to ask the question again to reiterate lah, if the listeners didn't catch it. So what are the challenges that as Malay people in Singapore that we face lah as minorities lah?
Yeah. I think we can cut it into like two different aspects. It was tough for me to think about the answers to this question.
Yeah.
I think my biggest challenges is the social aspect and the career aspect of this entire thing. So
if you want to talk about social aspects, I really feel like that we have to fight the stereotype. Like that is another
big challenge.
It's a challenge that why must I face it?
yeah.
Why must I do it? This is extra effort, no. For example, Malay lazy.
Malays are lazy.
Malay always late.
Malay always
late. Oh, you.
Why is it very punctual?
You guys know me lah.
Yeah.
I'm never late. I'm never late.
Yeah. I think
Lazy?
okay, the lazy part or like even to a certain extent stupid
Stupid. Uneducated lah in a way.
Not even uneducated. Uneducated, I feel, is the meaning of uneducated is not having a certain qualification.
Yeah.
Right? In Singapore, like that's what it kind of means. But by stupid, I mean like lazy plays a part. Like you just don't get good grades. Like that's what some that's an example of a stereotype, right? So like in uni, in poly, when I was doing my assignments, I realized that the other races are
looking down on you.
Looking down on me, expecting me to do less. We try to stand out from the Malay crowd just so that we would be more socially accepted, and not even just socially. Sometimes we feel like we have to do this to be what's that word? To be spot out, to be to be
stand out.
To stand out.
These are some of the I wouldn't say minor, but some of the challenges that we face, obstacles that we face in our daily lives, I feel. And some of it, like, we're not even part of the problem. Like what I said.
Emphasize on the word daily, because like you might think that it happens like once every blue moon. It happens daily, and I'm not exaggerating it.
More often,
like especially when you're in school or you're in a work setting, it is something that we are living with.
We just need to accept. Like, me saying this is really disgusting. We have accepted that we must do more.
Yeah, like this is something I truly
believe in. We have
also.
accepted that we have to do more to be the
on
same.
the same level.
So what, sia?
Yeah.
Apa sia? Apa sia is what sia?
Yeah, but it's something that I feel like I've accepted and I've already ingrained into my brain. And I'm okay with living with it. But there's others who are maybe not as
willing to.
Is that tolerance?
Or is that acceptance?
Jang, jang, jang. Jang, jang, jang.
I think at first it was tolerance and then I just accepted it. And like, what's the word? Redo.
Acceptance.
Just accept.
The fact of the matter states, like even up till now, right, the fact that we're talking about it, right, and the fact that we feel uncomfortable talking about it shows that we have already ingrained in our head that, okay, these are the things that we a bit iffy to talk about lah.
Yeah.
But these are the conversations that should happen. Like these things should shed light lah to the lives of minorities in Singapore. And we cannot speak for all the minorities in Singapore because we are Malays lah. And there are other minorities in Singapore, like the Indians, which are a smaller minority in Singapore compared to the Malays.
Yeah.
And there are the others, like the Eurasians, the Peranakans, or whatnot lah.
Yeah.
So we got to chat about how we can all play our part in recognizing and calling out racist behavior whenever it happens around us. Because I think this one is very relatable to us, randomly in Singapore. Because we are all social media people.
Yes.
Yeah.
However much we feel disgusting saying it, we are on social media.
Influencer.
No.
We are actively on social media.
Yes.
We post once a week. More than that,
bro.
We post a lot lah.
Yeah.
We post like 10 times a day. Actually.
we post at least 10 times a day. We spend at least 8 hours on social media lah. So
8 hours a day.
Yeah, plus minus lah.
Or your own personal and your work time on social
That's
media
a lot,
lah. Yeah.
TikTok already 2 hours. Instagram another 2. And then podcast, YouTube, another 2 for 6. And 1 is just random emails and WhatsApp and whatever stuff. WhatsApp is social media as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how do you call out? Because we are aware of things are happening.
Yeah.
And then there are some, I would say, behaviors right now as youth that we do, which we feel that it's normal, but it's not really correct.
Like
Okay.
what?
Like
Mr. Wise.
like cancel culture,
Mm.
calling out. Because at the start, right, we actually reiterated that our nation has zero tolerance stance towards such spiteful behavior.
Mm.
So when we see racist stuff, right, we have to call out,
Yeah.
because that's what's correct.
Yes.
But how we do it, the action we do it, how to do it.
I think the first step.
Like, what is actually racist, what is not? Maybe
Relax,
it's
let me
just
tell you,
Let him live his professor moments,
Let me
man.
have
Okay.
give me my the student moment, and later you can have your professor whatever
Okay.
nonsense you want.
Can.
Take the mic, guys.
So like how
Blank.
playing with pauses.
Okay. Playing with pauses.
Play with pauses.
Okay.
My voice may not sound like hot chocolate, but I like to play the pauses.
Okay.
Yeah. Easier to clip later. How to know whether things is racist or not?
Mm.
How to know whether the way you're calling out is actually good or not?
Mm.
Because are you calling out in a way where you want to educate or you just want to ridicule? Hey! Boom!
That's
What's on
true.
a roll? I just want to say this.
Thank you, Professor Wise, for that short tech talk lah.
talk.
But it's what Wise said is
Remember to like, share, subscribe.
what Wise said is really true lah. I mean, we have to know the reason for calling out.
Or you just want the clout. Because you know this will get the clicks. Boom.
But like what Wise said, it's true lah. You have to call out with the intention of wanting to make that person learn. But at the same time, there's this argument on social media also at the same time saying that why should I educate you when you don't bother to proactively find out? Yeah, so maybe that's something we should also keep at the back of our heads lah. Also, the intention to not ridicule also is one thing, and with social media going on, cloud lah. If you guys are not familiar with cloud, it's the retweets and everything.
Social climbing,
you see
fame,
in the
fame.
sky.
Fame.
I
Yeah.
wanted
Salah spelling,
to
bro.
talk about.
That one is
you know,
CLOUD.
it's a T.
Dan T.
Yeah.
Basic. Come on.
I wanted to talk about the point that you raised up, the social media discussion about why I should educate you, why you cannot learn yourself, right?
Yeah.
You know the common saying, you cannot please everyone kind of thing?
Yeah.
Taking that into context, there are certain people that I feel just cannot be helped.
Cannot be educated.
In social media terms, it's called the Karens lah, right?
The Karens, yeah.
So like these people, I feel, okay, for me personally, I feel like it would take too much effort to get them to change. So all these people who are outwardly doing these racist acts, I feel like there are just some people who do not want to. So we
Learn.
should leave them last. Like we should focus on the rest who already it's the standard, like you cannot help.
If you don't want to help yourself, you can be helped.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do we now, moving on to the actual question, how do we call out? Or how
Should
do
you
we
blast them or should you go to the DMs?
blast? Blast as in like ridicule. And
No. Should you publicly post, publicly comment, or should you DM? Like, should you put on somewhere public, or should you like DM them personally and tell them that their act is wrong? What you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is racist.
You're talking on a social media level lah.
Yeah lah.
If someone's being racist on social
Okay.
media.
So I think this,
Okay lah.
this
Because we talk about social media lah.
Okay.
Because it's something that we are.
familiar with. But also in real life also this can be applied lah.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah.
the first level right before you even decide publicly or DMs or whatever, right, is to understand the context to even think whether that act is racist or not. So you must understand the context, the circumstance that which that act happened. You cannot everything you feel uncomfortable with or things that you see is like out of the ordinary. Racist, yeah.
Ooh.
Cannot be what. So you must really understand the context, what's actually happening, and if you do not know the facts, you do not know the full story, don't anyhow call out people lah, because you're just like basically what do you call that fitnah. You're just
Assuming. Yeah.
assuming based off what you think you know instead of what actually happened.
I have an
Yeah.
internal battle. Because I'm thinking about this right in my head right now. I realized that how I call out is through like jokes, but not jokes per se. I do it very lightheartedly, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So if let's say one of my friends being racist, I'll go like, "Hey bro, that's them racist lah." But then, like as much as then they might not take it seriously. They might be like, "Oh, yeah, sorry." Like like very jokingly apologize. But on the other hand, it's like at least now they know that they are being called racist already.
Mm.
So it's like a very subtle, like, oh, now it's ingrained in their head, like, oh, that may be racist.
You have done your part.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it's like I should do it like that or not.
Okay,
Or should I be more serious and go like, hey bro, that's actually
I-
not nice to say.
How about this? I give you scenarios, then you tell me how you react. Okay, so we go to school first lah.
School, okay.
School first, studying in a group,
Mm.
in class lah. Then after that, simple one lah. You come in late.
Okay.
You come into a lecture late.
Okay.
Then just this guy just shout, hey, should I late lah, sia? Malay timing this one, Malay always late lah.
Okay.
What we do?
I think like for me, I will go to that person. I'll go to that person and tell them like, why did you have to bring race into it lah? You know, like what you said, because I watched back the clip with our podcast, the conversation with Unconventional Malay, and then Nabila said that, oh, not a lot of Malays like to read. Then I point to you. Then you said that, hey, why you have to bring race into it?
Yeah,
I'm
why,
just a person that does not like to read. I'm not a Malay that does not like to read. I'm just a
Yeah.
person that does not like to read.
Singaporean lah, actually.
I'm not a Malay, whatever lah. I'm not a Malay that likes to be late or Malay that is always late. I am just a person that is late lah. You know, you don't have to bring my race and associate my race with that particular bad habit. With
But
a
do
bad
you
thing.
actually practice that? Or do you actually want to? Like, wouldn't people, like, okay, this is my dilemma. If I suddenly go like, hey bro, don't talk about my race it will make you seem very lame like
No.
layman
How I would say it which now I learned that it's wrong lah.
Yeah.
But how I would say, you know how I handle
Yeah,
such
I think
the
situations,
way
right?
you did it,
You know how I
the
handle
way
such
is good.
situations, right?
Yeah.
If this type of people say such
Comments.
racist comments, right? I would just straight up-
Microaggressions.
micro, opposite of micro is what? Extreme. Major, like big aggressions, like let's just say
Outrightly, yeah.
you racist lah.
Mm.
I would say to the face lah, like bro, I know that you are like this, you're whatever, but don't say that when I'm around lah. That's the minimum respect that I want
Respect,
lah. That's why I want lah. I'm not here to change the world. I don't know whether I can change you or not, but I just want to tell you it's wrong.
And not
And
to me.
don't say that when I'm around me.
You're like from the start, you
No,
already
because
mentioned,
it's
right?
my responsibility to tell them that that I don't like.
Mm.
Because if they don't know, then they feel that, oh, they're correct, what? This is nothing, what? It's normal.
Yeah.
No, me as an individual, I don't like it. I tell them that, brother, this one racist. You know it's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong. I don't care whether, I don't care whether you want to continue or whatever lah. But around me, make sure you don't say these type of things lah.
Mm.
At the end, then I will say lah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a very good way to do it. So like you say it once, then after that they don't really do it again.
And you have to say it.
yeah, then
You
they'll
have
be
to set the
hesitant
expectation.
already. The
No,
next
you
time
have
they
to
want
set
to
the
say.
expectations because you just now you had that dilemma in your head. Like, when do I say? Am I going to be lame?
Yeah.
This type of dilemmas only happen when you never say at the start.
Yeah.
Then suddenly
You want
out
pull back.
of nowhere, like, hey bro, actually I don't like the type of comments, bro. It's kind of racist, and I'm kind of hurt.
Yeah, lah. We should start calling out from the start, expectation, setting the expectation when you first meet, lah. But the thing is, not everybody is outrightly racist at the start. You know what I mean? So it's hard to call out something that has not happened yet. I feel lah, because people start to. I feel this kind of acts only start to happen when you are comfortable with someone. Fitting in is one of the like macam important like aspects in your life at that point of time. Like, as a young person, as a youth, like for you to just like not fit in with people, and then like you're afraid that people might not accept you, then think you are lame, and then like you don't want that to happen to you as a young person because you want friends.
Reputation matters,
Yeah,
right?
you want
when
friends.
You're younger.
Yeah,
So I think we can actually sum this subtopic up.
yeah. Just to summarize it, lah.
Summarize this
Yeah.
subtopic up is that know the context. Should I say know the context, empathize, and then some people don't know that they're wrong. No, some people don't know what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
So
So
I think as an individual, you need to tell them what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
Context.
some of my friends feel that littering is fine.
Okay.
So me as an individual, I need to tell them that littering is wrong. So like if you have friends that are racist, you need to tell them, hey, bro, what you're doing actually is wrong.
So
then
stand your ground lah.
They know it's wrong. So now, oh yeah, what I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah,
Then
and-
after that, you must educate them lah. Then you shouldn't do this because, and then you have to tell them why you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Because you go into your social studies mode lah.
Social studies.
Yeah. Or you send them this podcast
I mean, 1965.
3 times. you mentioned
you need to tell them
1965.
the importance of racial harmony in Singapore and like why how far we have come and how important this is lah. And this is very fragile. Like it took
Years to build.
Years to build, and it can be destroyed right now. And it was almost destroyed in a way during a pandemic.
Yes.
And then this is not what we want lah.
Yeah. And
Fairness.
especially if it happens during a pandemic, you should tell them that these kind of things you should not joke about. You should take more seriously because
Yeah.
everybody is on edge.
And also talking about the social media thing, who are the posting and blasting people, it all goes back to your intention. Their intention was pure, to just tell the person they're wrong and stuff like that. So, I mean, if your intention is to
bring awareness.
Bring awareness and stop it, good. If your intention is to ridicule and to make fun and just gain fame, to dox a person, to just
disrupt
flame
racial
the person
balance.
and just to shake the boat in a negative way. You shouldn't do these other things.
Yeah, you must have with the intention to make it a productive outcome. You must have the productive outcome in mind. Yeah,
Yes.
not the gain fame outcome in that way.
So now, Sab, moving on.
Okay.
Can you please discuss and have a conversation of actionable steps that we can take?
Actionable steps that we can take to fix it.
I think we have
I think we
talked about
kinda
it
mentioned it.
throughout the whole podcast. We've been dropping it here and there, but I think like maybe right now we can summarize it in that way.
Yeah, because just now we went from call out to how to fix it a little bit
Yeah.
also.
So I think at the start, just to summarize the whole podcast and how we've talked about it. So the reason we wanted to talk about it was the fact that now we're in a pandemic and we must stay together. And with the recent cases being increased again, I think then with more restrictions being placed, we are more at home now.
Yeah.
And like what Sab said,
Cabin fever.
cabin fever.
I heard this since 1 year ago in
Since
your room.
COVID started,
since
I just
COVID.
learned that term. But no, I want earlier in the podcast just now I highlighted the micro affirmation part, right? That's only like a part, or that's only a solution to like many other solutions. But that's the solution that I like the most because I feel like that's something that I can practice. Because like I keep saying that I don't want to be seen as lame, I don't want to be seen as that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like these micro affirmations will not kill that for me, and it will make me. It's. I like to play with subtlety. So like when I can subtly tell people that, hey, that's not cool, or oh, tell me more, so that I understand. I enjoy that. So that's a solution that I feel will work for me lah. For you guys, it could be other things. There are many other solutions that you can.
I think that's one of the actionable steps that we've talked last. So to summarize the podcast, so the reason why we're doing this is because we wanted to stay together. We want to ensure that we stay together during this pandemic. With the number of cases rising and people are staying at home and more restrictions being placed, it is now more important than ever that as Singaporeans, we do not try to add more problems in that way.
Don't add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, don't add fuel to the fire. Is add the problem is the correct word, but I guess we should ensure that we get through this pandemic unscathed without our racial harmony being destroyed. And I think that's one of the most important things Yeah, this pandemic may make or break us in that way. So
and we shouldn't give it a power to do so because we are stronger, we are human, and the pandemic is nothingness. It's just a bacteria, correct?
Yes.
We got brain, they don't have brain. Extreme like that.
And this thing is affecting the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's global, and we want to ensure that we come out of it unscathed without change to our society, negative change to our society So the second point we brought up was the fact that there are certain ways to contextualize whether something is really racist or not. You must make sure you understand the circumstance of when that happened and make sure that you have all the facts before assuming something is racist. Yeah. And then from there, the actionable steps that you can take is to ensure that like what Sab said, you can empathize first, and then you can understand, and then you
gain awareness. Stand your ground, be firm, talk to your friends about it, have open conversations about it, stop being so judgmental.
And there's one thing also, we also have to understand that every Singaporean face their own sets of challenges. So we must be more empathetic
Yeah, don't belittle people.
Yeah,
I think that's about
as a
it.
society, we must be more empathetic.
I feel like just take a human approach to it
Yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like we should be kinder to one another. Like instead of being at each other's throat during this pandemic, where everybody is struggling, everybody has their own sets of challenges. We must be kinder to one another. Treat other people how you would like to be treated. I think that's very important. And we must always remember take what you learn and practice it in your own life
Yeah, share.
The thing is, I have faith lah that Singaporeans know what is wrong, what is right. We have been taught since primary school what is wrong, what is right. And if you don't know and if you're unclear, I think the best thing you can do is ask and clarify. And we have come very far, and I feel that we can progress even more lah. Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking forward to a one nation, one
people, one nation.
One nation, one Singapore.
You must sing it with the tone. One people.
One nation, one Singapore.
It's my turn,
Oh, sorry.
One more time. One people.
One nation.
one Singapore.
So hopefully you guys learned something from this podcast. It was uncomfortable experience for me personally. I want to say it was a very uncomfortable experience, but I feel this conversation is needed lah.
Yep.
Once again, thank you MCCY for sponsoring this podcast. It is a pleasure to have been given this opportunity lah.
Yeah.
It's an honor that
RSG has been given this opportunity to talk about this during this tough times.
It's tough time.
Once again, if you haven't followed us on all our social medias, it is at randomlyrelatable_SG on Telegram, everywhere lah.
if you want to have a conversation about this podcast, you want to talk about some points that we talk about this on this podcast, we'll be having we always live on Instagram. Like we always there on Instagram. We can post questions. If you guys want us to do a live, to do a part 2 about this type of things, bro, just say hello, and then we will do it lah.
And also, if you like to have a safe space to have conversations like this one, we have a Telegram group, Randomly Relatable SG community, and our community we ensure that our community is one of the safest around lah.
Yeah, we moderate it.
Yeah, we
and
moderate it
also
constantly.
we just created our YouTube channel.
Let's go!
We are gonna be constant there.
Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Randomly Relatable SG. We're gonna have a lot of content everywhere. Finally, we had enough money to buy a video camera, so now we can post video. So yeah, man. Follow us everywhere. We are on literally every social media platform. Randomly Relatable SG.
Yep,
So
except SoundCloud.
except SoundCloud, but we're on Spotify, so screw that, man. So with that, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and we'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.